welcome to the Bacon Pancast featuring Jake's Meatloaf. This is an Adventure Time podcast, and we are Jake's Meatloaf. I'm Tulip.
Yay! I'm Nick/CrownedCryptid. I make videos about this stuff.
I'm Chan. That's it.
And I'm Tipsy. I'm a Tumblr user.
That's what makes you unique from the rest of us.
Tumblr has like a bunch of ads now. Is that like normal?
The app has always had ads. If you're talking about the desktop, get a new ad blocker because I don't see any of them.
Oh, I thought you meant that like Tumblr was being advertised to you while you were using other websites.
Who owns it? Does Verizon still own it or whatever? Wasn't that like a meme? Remember that?
No, it's this other guy who sucks.
Cool.
He's named Matt, and I don't really know that much else about him.
You know that his name is Matt? But like that's so specific.
But there was drama. You can't tell me you've never heard of it. He was like stalking this one trans woman after he made her leave the website.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, fuck you, Tumblr, Matt.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking of Tumblr, we're here to discuss the new season of Adventure Time, Fionna and Cake. And as of this moment, the first episode is actually... What's the episode called? I forgot.
The Hare and the Sprout.
Okay, so what sort of structure should we go through here? Do you want to go it bit by bit or just exploding with your thoughts about the episode?
If anyone wants to explode, I will not stop you. Personally speaking, I took notes and I organized them into categories. So we could go like bit by bit.
I didn't do anything.
Right, shoot, you should take the lead then.
Okay, everyone want to talk about the new opening theme?
I've had it stuck in my head since we were about to start recording so that I got myself in the mood.
Yeah, I do think it's definitely an interesting take, like after the first season's opening theme being kind of barely a song and, showing essentially, scenes that will specifically happen in different episodes, whereas this one kind of seems a bit more metaphorical. It seems like they're doing more of an anime thing, for sure.
Yeah. It was I mean, the first one is like a vibe, even though it's weird. But I mean, what's interesting to me is that it's just kind of the first time the show's ever done like a different intro that's actually a different intro. Because even the original one had like the same format as the normal Adventure Time song. It was probably about the same length too. But this one is, like you said, this one's like an anime intro, basically.
Definitely preferred the first intro, I think. Both from like a visual front, I thought it was just more interesting, more in tune. Because I haven't rewatched it for this podcast, like we were just discussing, so I might not remember it off the top of my head. But I remember being really intrigued by the first season's opening and not caring whatsoever when I saw the second season's opening. And what else I don't care for is the MIDI guitar that plays throughout the whole thing. It's certainly a choice by Amanda Jones. The rest of the music in the opening is great. The MIDI guitar, it makes my ears bleed. Stop it, please.
Well, I like it.
Nick likes it.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. I don't think it personally bothers me. I find the music in it like it's not my favorite. Maybe I would have liked to hear some of the other versions demo versions or something. But like, I do find it more listenable than the first season's song.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Can someone remind me what the first season's opening was? Because I completely forgot.
It's
Should
like
I open it up really fast?
It's like a lot of TV static, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, watch it. It's like 30 seconds, YouTube it.
It's 30 seconds long.
30 seconds long, you still get that skip intro button.
Oh, no, yeah, this one's way fucking better.
I mean, I think that one, the first one, like, establishes a tone. I think this one, like, this is just kind of my thought of, this just goes into the season itself, I guess. That, like, I have no idea what the hell's going to go on. In the first season, because it was very much, like, clear to us, okay, this is Simon Petrikop epilogue that somehow has Fionna and Cake involved. But, like, we know that it's Simon Petrikop epilogue. Now, this new season, it's like, it's like Huntress Wizard getting a story for the first time ever, I guess. I don't really know. Like, it remains to be seen where this goes, and that's why I think the intro kind of is kind of more mysterious, I guess, because it's all these flower analogies and stuff, and it's like, I don't know any of that is, because I don't know where the season's going to go.
It's weak.
I just watched I remember the first opening now. I like them both. I think I like the first one more, but I do like the mystery, like you said. Speaking of mystery, am I the only one who didn't watch the trailer of the season? Did anyone else skip it?
The trailer really didn't say anything more than the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what they... I asked Dom if I should watch it, and she said she thought it might be too spoiler. But to be honest, like, a Chan spoiler is like Fiona's in it, and I'm like, holy shit.
No, there's definitely stuff in the trailer that we haven't seen yet that I also, like, have no clue how we're gonna get from point A to point B on it based on where the first episode ended.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we could wait to see for that.
I suspect we're going to get more dream sequences if that brings anything to light, Tulip.
No, I agree completely. I just don't think... I hope that not everything in the trailer is a dream sequence.
I don't think so, because there's one of the returning characters, they show up, but I haven't seen any indication that there are going to be any multiverse shenanigans this time around. Like, if you look, I just rewatched the first season's trailer, and that trailer makes it very clearly what the show's about. There's Fiona, there's Cake, they're hopping through multiverses. You see all the various multiverses, snapshots of them in the trailer. You see the various bits of despair the characters have. You get a hint of Betty. You see Simon as Ice King screaming his head off at the end. You know, it's like a pilot of sorts, or an introduction. And the first couple episodes are the same. They established that plot. But that was a two-part.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to talk about some of these things, comparing them to the last season, especially when we had 2 episodes as an introduction then, and now we only have this one.
I apparently forgot everything. Were they 22 minutes last season? Yeah, they were, okay. And have they said how many we get this season? Is it 10 again?
Yeah.
They end on Christmas Day.
I kind of appreciate the, having the hype of something to look forward to. But it also, I mean, that's just what makes it kind of hard to talk about right now, is that, like, we don't have much to go off of, but,
Yeah, well, a lot of my thoughts just, like, kind of boil down to, ooh, what does this mean? I can't wait to, see. But, that's not nothing. I could talk about things I'm hyped for. For example, in the intro, which we're technically still on the intro theme topic right now, there's... like, Fiona World version of Fern is in the intro.
Hello?
She is going to be a character
Where?
in this show, and I'm so curious about that.
Why
She's
did
in
I
the
miss
same
that?
part of the. She's in the same part of the intro as Flame Prince and Hunter. She's the third one that Fiona's swooning over.
Right, she's being framed as, like, a romantic interest in that way, which maybe they could do that.
I mean, it's less problematic than Finn x Fern, since they're literally the same person, and Fiona and Fernona appear to be different humans, unless they're not.
Fernona's a good name. Is that the real name?
No, I made it up.
I think it's just Fern.
Okay, I rewatched it, and every time I've seen this, I've just been like, green woman. That's as far as my brain went. So... good to know. I'm glad y'all are here to help me.
Judging based entirely on seeing background characters stand next to each other in the last season, it could be a thing where, like, there's maybe a love triangle between Fern and Fiona and, like, both going after DJ Flame, but also it seems like Fiona is not very interested in DJ Flame, so probably not. I don't know.
They had a breakup.
Right. I know.
So Cake is tearing down all the posters of DJ Flame because Fiona still has heartbreak over him and doesn't want to see him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the things I'm interested about. I don't know if that'd be explored, because it doesn't have to be, like, the reason. But I mean, we all know that in the show, the way that Flame Princess and Finn broke up was, like, the most fucking bizarre Jesse Moynihan nonsense ever. So it's like, what's the Fiona reason gonna be?
Oh, come on, you know Fiona. Like, you know that she's, like, Finn at his worst, but she's 30 years old, right? So she probably did something terrible. Probably not, like, the same degree as burning down the Ice Kingdom and lying and writing fake hate mail for the sake of wet dream. But she probably wrote fake hate mail to DJ Flame and then pretended to stand up for him.
That would be pretty funny. I mean, not a dispute of what you're saying. I also think DJ Flame wasn't the coolest either, based on how, if I recall correctly, we know that he broke up with her over text, which is not a cool move.
Ooh, that's mean. Well, they could change it up a bit due to the gender dynamics, I suppose.
I do really hope that, it's seeming like DJ Flame, also based on the intro, is going to at least have some lines in an episode at some point. And I hope that when that happens, he isn't actually a complete asshole, because Flame Princess can't take any more L's. Come on.
True.
Who voiced him in the main show? Because I'm going to get onto that in a moment. Do you remember who voiced Flame Prince in that one episode where he had voice acting? Another 5 short tables.
What? Yeah, he was voiced by Hannibal Buress. I will say it's even without looking at the cast list, it's a safe guess that he will not return.
Yeah. Yeah, the Prince Gumbo is on his 4th voice actor.
Yeah.
Like his 2nd voice actor in the same show.
I was going to bring that up. How about these voice recasts? There's a lot of them.
It is, and it's wild.
I think what's wild, which, I mean, I don't know if Chan knows this, that Prismo's actor is going to be back.
Yeah, I heard. I heard it kind of confirmed. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed. So it is confirmed.
I don't know where it got 100% confirmed, but it seems like it is anyways.
Is Prismo even in this series?
Well,
he's not in the trailer.
We don't technically
we
don't know, but we do know that Kumail Nanjiani is on the cast list.
I'm so happy for him. I hated that he lost that role so much.
I mean, the guy who voiced Prismo did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And was much closer to being Prismo than all the other replacement voice actors were to their characters.
With Gary, his voice in season 1 was like a completely different take on the character than we had previously known as Gumball, which makes sense because of it's hard to get celebrity voice actors back, and because it is literally a new take on the character with everyone being humans and stuff now, and it was different, but I was into it. I was like, yeah, I could get used to this. But no, it turns out I can't get used to this. I have to get used to this now. It's just weird. It's not like bad. It's not like a bad voice that he has now either. It's just it's a different take again. It's weird that they keep doing that to him.
Yeah, it's hard for me to not be like, this is a different character now. I have to just get used to it, I guess.
It's already difficult enough to be invested in the Fionna and Cake characters because they're different versions of characters from Adventure Time who I would much rather be watching. And you have that barrier to begin with, and now we have different versions of them again. It's like, how are you supposed to stay invested? And the plot of the first episode really doesn't help the matter. I will be perfectly honest, because why would any splinter of Princess Bubblegum in any universe just build a camper van and a shop on a piece of land that is legally owned by someone else? She would never make that mistake. I'm sorry. Gary is not a Princess Bubblegum splinter. He's just some other guy.
Do you think that the Candy Kingdom is on land that belongs to Bubblegum, or she stole land there too? Because I feel like she might have stole land there too.
Yeah, but the person who came up and complained that she stole the land, do you see them around? No!
Gulp.
Yeah, I think that season 1's hook, it does help that there was 2 episodes, but the hook was crazy in season 1, and I enjoyed season 2's first episode, but it is I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but I'm well, I know Finn's fine because we see him as an old dude, so it's
literally the worst thing that could happen to Finn has already happened to him, and we know it's not going to happen now.
Oh Jesus!
That's not a dangle. Huntress Wizard existing is not a dangle. I don't like Huntress Wizard. I never did.
Oh, come on.
Wait, are we allowed to say that? Is it okay for me to say that?
But do you agree?
Yeah, it's fine for you to say that. Do you also not like Huntress Wizard?
I mean, it's not that I like have it out for her or anything, but it's just like I never, because before I actually rewatched some of the show too. Like I put together my own episode list of stuff of the show to watch, and Huntress Wizard has like 2 episodes.
When did you start watching Adventure Time, Nick?
Since day one, when I was 10.
So you've been there. So you know what Huntress Wizard was for like several years, right? In that she was just some random background character who showed up in Wizard Battle, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I really love that one. She's the best character design. We really want an episode about her. And then they brought her into the show as a love interest for Finn.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? You waste such an awesome character and make her another love interest, and that's all you do with her. That's terrible.
I mean, I don't even mind that. I just feel like a very literal, like, she's not in the show enough for me to, like, think that she's my favorite character. Like, you know, she doesn't, like, have a story arc really going on. Like, she wasn't featured enough, which is why I think, you know, this season will be cool and give me the chance to give her something to do for once. Like, I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I do think it's like, you know, is that what I want from the sequel to a Simon Petrikov epilogue? Not really, but I mean, we'll have to see what they do with it.
It would be nice as an Adventure Time episode, I think.
I like her. I think she's cool.
I was the Adventure Time fan who enjoyed the fan art of the character design because it's so cool, and then she got an episode, and I said, oh, she got an episode, that's so cool. And I liked her.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, though, like, comparing her to, like, the Simon Petrikov stuff. It's like, but I'm excited to see what they do with her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely curious, especially with the Fionna mention and stuff like, and I mean, whatever's going on, it seems like there's, like, a grass thing going on, and I mean, I think that has definitely the potential to get interesting.
She had a thorn in her hand. Like,
yeah, they did that.
Yeah, they're bringing the grass hand foreshadowing back again for the 3rd time.
She's gonna lose her arm in the most non-ceremonious way, if that's even a word. She's gonna like fall off a ladder and land on a sword or something.
In the same way that, like, we know because of the episode Fionna and Cake and Fiona that the whole, like, Prismo Fiona world lore was planned, like, before the series ended, and that obviously it's in a different format in a different way, but the story of Fionna and Cake Season 1 was, you know, ideas they had kicking around since back then. Huntress Wizard, like, appearing more often towards the end of the series, even though she didn't get a lot of focus episodes. You know, we know that they were thinking about her, and I feel like this is just going to be like the long end of the payoff on just that. Just her, you know, I've been curious since then. I want to see more, and I'm happy that we can get to.
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely agree with that, and I'm curious to see, you know, what'll happen in the season. It's just like, I mean, I guess it's just weird in season 1 anyways, too. It's like, it's Fionna and Cake, and it's like, okay, but it's basically about Simon Petrikov, and now it's like, it's Fionna and Cake, but it's basically about Huntress Wizard, and like
it's like they want to write about everything except Fionna and Cake.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first season did enough of a job of having them be involved. And we'll just have to see what this season does. I think we kind of said that already, but like my takeaway is like I got to see more of what's happening. And I mean, if my icon on Discord right now is still me in a Simon Petrikov fucking cosplay. So like, you know, I clearly have a bias.
Yeah, well, the Fionna and Cake formula clearly is like, you know, halfway some mundane coffee shop AU thing is happening in Fionna world, and halfway there's some, you know, magic event happening elsewhere. And so the Fionna and Cake parts of the story are definitely the most different than like an Adventure Time episode has ever been before. And in some ways I will say that
even more different than Water Park Prank?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Let's not go there.
I can see how that would sort of to a certain type of person who I'm like I'm in a Venn diagram with, who I'm not all the way into being, but like I share some traits with, make it so that the Fionna world stuff is hard to care about, because Fionna and Cake is not really an Adventure Time spinoff. It's an Adventure Time sequel. It's just more Adventure Time, and it's involving all the stuff that we used to care about. It's back now, but also there's coffee shop AU stuff happening. It's a bit strange.
You can make an Adventure Time audience care about any character, any world. We've seen it happen. We've seen, like, you look at Adventure Time proper, think of the episode Root Beer Guy. He's just some random guy, and then the real characters, background characters in this episode, but they made me care about Root Beer Guy so much in that. Root Beer Guy is like a better version of Fiona, in my opinion.
That's a crazy sentence.
Yeah. Elaborate, please.
No, he's got like the same sort of background. He's more of representative of an older guy in their 40s rather than someone entering their 30s like Fiona is. But he's also disappointed with his life. He feels bored, like nothing exciting happens. And he's got a broken marriage at home. His wife hates him because he's so boring.
This is the Root Beer Guy podcast, though.
Yeah, but then he spends like the episode pursuing Finn and ruining his life even further. But he's also the only one who catches on to the kidnapping of Princess Bubblegum, which was, it was a fake kidnapping, and then he got rewarded at the end. He got to live his exciting life as the captain of the Banana Garden. He didn't need his fan fiction anymore. I say fan fiction. He didn't need his novel anymore because his real life was exciting. And Fiona sort of gets the same arc where she escapes the mundane, actualizes on her own, and then lives an exciting life. But now in Fionna and Cake Season 2, she's like, oh, actually, even though I have this exciting life, I'm still a loser. This is her Dirt Beer Guy episode. I don't know, I felt like that's much more compelling. That sort of thing is much more compelling for a side character in one episode than it is for a main character in 40... In how many episodes? 20 episodes in total?
Yeah.
It will be.
At the end of this season, it will be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just difficult. It's difficult for me to hook with Fiona. Like, she does have a lot of things I can relate to in her life, but some of it is too real.
Yeah. I think that there's something to be said just about, like, the initial surprise of the first season being, like, we had no idea it was going to be, like, what it was, really. Aside from knowing Simon was involved, the whole thing with Fiona being in, like, a normal world, stuff like that, like, that was all quite a surprise. But also, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave. But I will just say my piece, which is pretty much what I've already said, is that this episode establishes a lot, and so I'm ready for things to be established and see where they go. I guess my other very specific point is that I love that they do the Adventure Time thing where the episode just fucking ends, and you're like, oh, come on. I love when they do that.
This episode was kind of packed with stuff, There were several points in this episode that I thought was going to be the end, and then it kept going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so they pulled the plug right when we're like, right when we're like, okay, it's gonna keep going. Then they pull the plug. It's like, come on. but I love that, and I mean, I just, I can never not love Adventure Time. So I'm just so curious to see where this goes. I'm not like a big Huntress Wizard fanatic because I just feel like she didn't get that much attention. So if this is going to be her attention, I'm very curious to see what goes on with her and what we see. Thank you guys for having me here. I will be back for the other ones. We didn't plan this one out good, so I have to leave mid conversation. But you guys will keep talking.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Bye, Nick.
Thank you. Well, I won't mess this up next time, I promise. Bye.
Huntress Wizard is Ashley Birch now. That's wild.
Yeah, it is. That's another one of those recasts that they've been doing.
I mean, I like Ashley Birch a
Yeah,
lot,
I have to say that I was like more upset about that before I watched the episode. For having few appearances. Yeah, there's not that much to latch onto about her, I guess. But I do find her voice memorable. I do think that was a memorable thing about her. And so for that to be different now, it was like, oh, come on, what are we doing here? But then when I actually watched the episode, it was like, I wasn't bothered by it at all.
They should have brought back the Olivia Olsen voice from the video game.
What her voice was different from their first appearance and then Flute Spell, right? Like she was recast. Do you remember when we first saw her? She said, "You trying to get killed, Ice King," or whatever.
That was Maria Bamford originally. Maria did loads of voices for Adventure Time, and then when they voiced her, they recorded her for Finn and Jake Investigations. It was actually Olivia Olson who did the voice for her, but the take on her was so different from both of the. I think the voice actor in Flute Spell is actually a different person to the one who voices her in the Wild Hunt.
No, that's not true.
And the voice actress isn't it? Or am I thinking of Betty? Because lots of characters in Adventure Time have been recast. But the one
she was Jenny Slate was voiced Huntress Wizard since Flute Spell. Flute Spell through Fionna and Cake season 1.
I thought her voice was memorable too, so it was a little weird to hear her recast, but I'll get used to it.
Why not bring Jenny Slate back? Like, why not give her a job? I'm not sure if Jenny Slate's, like, got anything going on. It's a difficult industry.
I suspect it's probably the same reason they couldn't get anyone back if they asked, is because that they were busy doing other things. Jenny Slate is also, like, voiced the villain in Zootopia 1, and now Zootopia 2 was out. That has me wondering, maybe something like that was a higher priority. I don't know.
Okay, true, but it is kind of sus that they got nobody back. Like, nobody. Like, the only characters they got back were some of the Adventure Time Old Guard. Yeah, Fiona, Cake, Finn, Hindon. My friends were asking if Marceline was voiced by someone different, which is how far the mole panic has spread. I'm pretty sure she's Olivia Olson.
Yeah, that was Olivia. That would have been wild. I would have been upset about that.
I feel like Olivia would never not do Marceline.
I feel like if Olivia got recast, then heads would roll. Like she wouldn't take that sitting down.
And the thing is that I also would have said that about Donald Glover as Marshall Lee until this season comes out and it's not him. But, you know, he is actually a big celebrity, so I'd understand there being some kind of conflict.
Yeah, I was surprised when I got him back, to be honest.
But Donald Glover is like such a good performance. I miss him, and I miss first Gary as well. I don't know the gentleman's name who voiced Gary the first season, or even the one who voiced him in 5 Short Tables. But what about Peppermint Butler?
Yo, yeah, that was really funny. How hold on, I have this guy's name. Pep is still voiced by Mace Montgomery Miskell, who did his voice in the Wizard City episode of Distant Lands, but they put the filter on his voice because he's getting older, which is like true both in terms of the real life actor and the character, because he's like aging into what Peppermint Butler used to be.
Oh my gosh! I thought he was Steve Little because of the voice filter. But he's Mace. That's brilliant, actually. That's a great use of voice play.
I was wondering if it was like a filter or like he was somehow doing that, but I did check all the voice actors in the credits, and I was like, oh no, it's still him. That's awesome. Man, it feels like we barely have discussed the episode, even though we've been talking for 34 minutes.
No, it's because we were talking about the OP and the voice actors and stuff.
There's just a lot to cover. It's been a while. Yeah. A lot of things. You know?
Yeah, the scenario of the season's creation is a lot more interesting to me than the actual episode itself, in my opinion.
I mean, I feel like that's just a remnant of the fact that we only have one episode, and there might be more to talk about if we knew more of the scope of where these arcs were going. But, you know, what we have isn't uninteresting.
Oh, for sure. Like the first Fionna and Cake episodes, you had Cake the Cat. I think that was the weakest episode. Cake the Cat and Prismo the Wishmaster were just very much pure setup episodes.
So we could talk about the thorn thing, which we brought up earlier. Do you guys are sure that that's a grass arm reference?
I mean,
I was talking about this with Kimberly when she was watching the episode, and she said that Fionna and Finn are linked because the scars on Fiona's hand perfectly
That's exactly
match
what I was thinking.
The scars that Finn got. Yeah, that's what... But it's definitely a reference to the grass arm, let's be real here.
I didn't notice that. That's really cool.
I'm going to need some more convincing on the grass arm thing. Yeah, there's a thorn coming out of her hand, but it was clearly coming from the rose. The rose gave her the injury. And I feel like the message there is that like, she and Finn are linked, which is something that the episode wants us to be thinking about, because at the beginning, Astrid said explicitly, but now she's her own person, not just another version of Finn, and so her having the same shape on her cut is making me think, at least, like, maybe that's not as true as she thinks it is.
Well, maybe in becoming part of the multiverse, because if you remember the first season, she was linked to Simon, for all people, not Finn. So maybe in no longer being connected to Simon, him no longer having the responsibility, and now that she's part of the Adventure Time multiverse, she's connected to Finn now.
Could be.
So do you think she's gonna start dying?
I mean, it could be that that's like a good thing for that explanation. I kind of think it's maybe a little bit ominous, and that maybe she wants to get further disconnected, but we just have to wait and see.
The thorn in the right hand is just like, that's too specific of imagery to not be like a reference, but I guess it could just be like, oh, they're connected, and it's like a little nod to that.
At the very least, I'm not saying that it's foreshadowing, Tulip, but that is definitely a reference to the grass arm, because Finn very specifically had a thorn in his right hand, and that is one of the most high-profile Adventure Time things. It's like having a picture of a radioactive sign on a wasteland and saying that's not a reference to the Great Bishop.
No, yeah, I mean, the context is so different. I guess it has to be, because it's like the mundane Fiona World version of it. But I don't know. It's just that it got stuck in her, and not like it's part of her at all. It just is making me question it.
Yeah, because they could have just had it get scratched on the back or something if they really didn't want to reference the grass arm.
Some of my favorite jokes from the episode, if I'm allowed to say.
Go on, yes.
I don't know if we're done with the grass talk. Yeah, I don't know why I'm calling this underrated, considering I've read no discussion, so I have no proof that this is underrated. But there was a joke when Queenie said, and if you look to your left, you'll see, and then she starts talking about Fiona, and then everyone on the bus looks in the wrong direction because she was facing the opposite direction. I was oh my god.
I mean, it's not that they looked...
I know, they looked in the right direction. They looked in the
direction she said, but it is, like, it does subvert your expectations of what you think is going to happen. I did laugh at that.
That was, like, yeah, like a little subtle, hilarious joke. I really liked that one. I also loved the, which I have to do the voice to say this. Rip choose goose, he shan't reproduce.
Oh my god. Birth giver. The episode is not holding back in terms of, like, the shitty parent jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But those are my two favorites, I think. I don't know, it was funny.
This is like not even a joke, but I did laugh when Marshall was saying goodbye to Hunter, and he just called him H. I'm like, that's such a weak nickname compared to HW or, PB, any, like, 2 letters. He's just Hunter, so I guess he is just H.
Trying to think of other things that we didn't cover.
Queen of Ooh, she's hilarious. Why is Fiona like, I'm gonna fix this? This is entirely Gumball's fault. Like, wholly and solely his fault for building on that patch of grass, or whoever told him it was a good idea, which is probably... I mean, that could be Fiona.
I have to imagine that, like, they were tricked into that situation somehow. That, like, Gary thought that he had the deed officially, but maybe he was going through Fiona, and Fiona didn't have it all together or something. I'm just guessing. I feel like there's no way they just set up somewhere thinking that there would be no issue.
Well, that's what the story says they did. They didn't say anything about a deed. I mean, they could turn around next episode and go, but this and that and this, but they didn't find it important to mention in this episode.
No, I mean, I feel like it just seems that way because Queenie clearly has a vendetta against them. And so I feel like it makes more sense that she would have, come up with a plan to, like, ruin their lives, rather than just opportunistically say, oh yeah, I guess I could do that,
It would be funny if Queenie told them they could build there, like Queenie in, like, a trench coat with her face covered up, said, oh yeah, see that patch of land? If you clean that right up, I'm sure it'll be a great place for your cafe. And Fiona's like, wow, thanks, mysterious stranger, and then drags all her friends there, and they mow the garden and build their homeless hideout there. And then Queenie's like, aha, you fools! I think that's what would happen if in a normal Adventure Time episode.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was the shared dream they had, wondering what the metaphors were of that one, of decapitating all her friends.
The more Fiona tries to help, the more she ruins things. That's the metaphor.
Oh, is it that easy?
Yeah.
Dang.
Huntress Wizard is there, though, like, specifically Huntress Wizard.
And I mean, the fact that it was a shared dream definitely means something. Like in the first season, when they had a shared dream, it was because, they were, like, remembering, vaguely their, like, past lives when the world was magical. And so now maybe it's maybe this version of Fiona will lose her arm too, and then the Thorn thing would make more sense in collaboration with that, I guess.
Well, yeah, there's two bits of foreshadowing for Fiona's arm in the episode.
When that scene began, as it went on, it became clear to me that it was a dream sequence, but my first thought was like, oh, is this, since Fiona World is now an official part of the multiverse, could there be Fiona World variations? Like someone from Fiona World went to Prismo and made a wish, and now there's alternate versions of Fiona and company.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think that is what's happening, but, I guess it could.
If you asked me what I would think season 2 would be of this show, like what it would center around, I would have said Prismo, so I'm wondering how much Prismo we're going to get. Because I'm still like waiting, I'm like, where's Prismo's boss? Where are they at?
We have to. We're never going to see Prismo's boss, but we have got to address the weird like glitching he was doing at the end of the last one.
Yeah, I just wonder how like involved he'll be, considering what we've seen so far, and like, I don't know.
So with what we saw and like what we've seen in like the trailers and such, there's not much of an emphasis on. There's references to the multiverse, but there doesn't seem to be any indication of multiverse travel. It makes me wonder, they're probably just going to be spending the whole season in one universe or the other, but they need to get Prismo involved somehow, right? Because how else are they going to travel between the two universes?
Yeah, pretty much.
I suspect to see him next episode. Maybe not next episode, or I don't know. I just feel like we'll see.
No, it's gotta be early. I mean, like, there's no way that Huntress Wizard and Fiona are gonna like not meet. They're gonna they're the two main characters of this season. They're gonna get together pretty soon, I expect. They are the Hare and the Sprout themselves, of course.
But how do we get from this situation, which is Finn being dumped in the middle of wizards on top of Simon, Huntress Wizard going off to get mauled by a bear, and all the other following stuff we saw in the trailer, and then how do we get from that to and Fiona despairing at being a loser into them all helping each other? Like, what has Fiona got to do with any of this?
Yeah.
Any of Finn's problem? What has Finn got to do with I know what Finn's got to do with Fiona's problem, which is that Fiona would be itching to go back to the Rendezvous on another multiverse adventure, even though she was so traumatised by the last one. But why would Huntress Wizard ask Fiona for help with anything?
The most likely outcome is that we don't know, because that's going to be something we haven't seen yet. But just guessing based on what we have, Simon could make the call. Someone could be like, I have to stay here and take care of Finn, but you can help. You have to come over right now.
Almost certainly that's going to be it, because Simon has a direct phone line to Fiona.
I love seeing Simon. Simon lives with PB. Like, we knew that, I guess. Was there any other confirmation other than him being there a lot in, like, scenes?
Well, yeah, he said he had a whole thing. He was talking with Fiona on the phone about how, he's, like, a little bit uncomfortable living at Marceline's house.
Right, but before this episode, did we know that he lived there, or did we just assume that?
Well,
so he didn't live there. He didn't live there before this episode. Yeah. But he did live there. He did stay there a lot during the end of Adventure Time up to Obsidian era.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember, maybe it was in the finale, but I remember seeing him at their place a lot. And I've only ever seen the finale one time still. I just can't handle it.
So in the Adventure Time finale, you see Ice King making popcorn in the kitchen Sorry, you see Simon making popcorn in the kitchen, whilst Marceline and PB are cuddling on a sofa, and there's little Peps learning dark magic below them, and Ice Thing is also there.
Oh, yeah.
And then in Obsidian, you see Simon in Marceline's kitchen.
He might have lived there for longer than we knew, or he just liked hanging out
No,
there.
no, he just moved.
He lived with the
maybe
humans,
he's
right?
moving back, technically, you could say, but he just moved there from his, like, fucked up museum job from season 1.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a step up for him in his life, but also he could probably find something better somewhere else still. I feel like Simon is not going to be a major character in this season, but I feel like we probably will. He'll be like a B plot or C plot kind of guy, and then we'll get to see him like living his life a bit.
Well, he's living at Wizard School now.
Which is, I'm happy for him. This sounds like a cute job.
It depends. I mean, we saw what Wizard School is like. It's not a particularly nice place.
That's true.
No, but maybe he could be the change he wants to see in the world. You know, he's in a good mood about it, at least.
Yeah, he wrote on the board, he was like, Simon Kov Petrikov. I'm like, has anyone ever called him Kov ever?
No. I like how easily he deflected Peppermint Butler trying to humiliate him by immediately massively embarrassing Peppermint Butler. Mommy, say hi, and then it's just a Timmy plush. That was my favourite scene in the episode. It was so good.
I don't even think he did that as like. I think he was just completely unaware that he just got made fun of. He was just like, here you go. That's so funny.
Mommy's say hi is so great. We're not gonna see it, but I just like the trying to imagine how Marceline mothers Peppermint Butler. I feel like she would not do a good job.
Bubblegum makes the rules and then Marceline helps Pep break them. That's how I see it going.
Other than that, the other thing I have in my brain is that they have a Sir Slicer character in Fiona World, which is a crazy one to have. I'm like, wait a minute, who is that? I know who that is. And as soon as they went, they made that noise. I'm like, oh my god.
There's like
Slicer.
1 second between when she appears on screen and when she does. Me speed running in my brain. I know who this is. Who is this? Thinking of characters it could possibly be, and then it's like, oh, it's obvious actually. That's an insane pull.
For some reason, I knew that she was going to be in the episode beforehand. I don't remember if she was in the trailer or something.
You knew because you looked at Jagum's
she was
post
in
before you watched the episode.
That's right. I looked at Jagum's thread before I watched the episode. So friend of the show, Jagum, has put together an amazing thread of all the Adventure Time characters who are appearing in the Fionna and Cake world. And I had a look at that, but Jagum's struggling because we do have some weird characters, like Glass Boy is hanging out with someone with a Zuko burn scar.
Oh, yeah.
That might be Glass Princess. We don't know.
I don't think it is. I think I kind of am leaning towards the theory that it's not Glass Boy. It's
Scorcher.
No, what's her name? The embryo princess.
Oh.
Because she also has like the sort of jaggedy lines on her head.
And then they could both. And then the other one could be a different princess.
Right.
There's so many characters in Adventure Time, sometimes it's hard to figure them out. Hanneke Nystrom showed up in the episode.
It really is. I'm just right now going to quote myself what I said the other day in a Discord conversation. But the guy with the scar is so, like, it tickles your brain because he has, like, just enough of a character design that makes you think, that's probably someone, right? Because there are definitely background characters in Fiona World who are not references to anything, and so he could just be one of those. We don't know. But he feels like he's got to be something.
Jagum spent, like, a painful amount of time trying to figure out who the boy band was in one of the TV shows, and it turns out they were just a reference to Friends.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone would know who that character is, it's Jagum, so...
Jagum doesn't know, nobody knows.
So they might just be nothing. I doubt it. Like you said, they have such a specific design. I'm like, you gotta be someone.
So, if, having to guess wildly, and based on the fact that it might be a princess, I'm going to say that it's Raggedy Princess, because one of her eyes is a button, and so you could say that that would be equal to, like, a scar on a human body.
It would certainly be the closest you could get.
I would have to look at them closer.
You'd give Raggedy Princess, because Raggedy Princess would probably be dressed up or funny as well, though, rather than dressed up like a normal person.
I mean, yeah, that's for sure true.
I think Queenie, the character, right? She's funny. I really like characters who... I really like evil women.
Oh, same.
In any series. Yeah, I said some horrible things about Queenie the other day. I said, I hated every second that she was on screen, but I didn't hate it because of Queenie. I hated it because of Fiona's reaction to Queenie. I was like teleported back to Adventure Time. The Sir Slicer episode, Blood Under the Skin. I hate that episode.
Yeah,
I really
famously my least favorite episode of the show. I say famously, I guess if it talks to me, then it would be, but not. You wouldn't have no other way of knowing that anyway.
Yeah, so Queenie's a great character. It's just a shame that Fiona takes her so seriously. Like, Fiona is so baited by her, even though she's just really pathetic. Whereas King of Ooh did have an episode where he terrorised Sweet Pea for the whole thing, but every time we saw Bubblegum react to him, her reactions were, like, so over the top and insane that they were hysterical. I think Queenie is a fun one. I wouldn't mind if she got a scene where Fiona wasn't around.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Queen of Ooh is not a character that I would have guessed we would be seeing this much of. Like, I'm very glad that we are. Evil woman representation, stocks go up.
Well, I'm surprised that Butterscotch Butler was evil. Who the fuck is Gary Gumbel? He's not a princess. Again, he was subservient to Butterscotch Butler. I know that Butterscotch Butler emotionally destroyed him in the main
No, yeah,
show.
he's just his position in life is like so different that it's kind of hard to draw the line between him and PB. You know, maybe by the end of the season he'll find some success and some roots, and then he can start taking it up more.
Yeah, they're both self-made characters, but we're looking at Gumbel at, like, the very beginning of his journey, I think. I think that might be it, because if we were looking at Princess Bubblegum 800 years ago and she lived in the United Kingdom, then maybe her situation would be a lot closer to Gumbel's. But I like that someone posted on Tumblr, Gary Gumbel is just some guy and the real PB is like an evil president or something ruling the world. Gary is just some random person who kind of looks like
That's
Gumbel.
funny, Tipsy. I feel like in the past a post like that would have gotten under your skin because it's calling PB evil.
Oh no, not since Apple Wedding. Not since Apple Wedding. That was the episode when I was like, okay, PB is insane, but it's hilarious. I like how Finn just gets cared for by some random wild animals.
Yeah, random wild animals, including the Vampire King. I'm not afraid to say it, I pogged when I saw him.
He's both the lion and the eagle. And the cow that's there is the cow that the Vampire King brought into the tank with himself.
Wait,
yeah.
because VK had, like, eagle aspects on him, but when it was devamped, it was just like a lion in there. Where did the eagle come from?
There was a cow as well. Remember the
cow? Yeah, I remember the cow, but that's because, that was his friend. He, like, collected the cow at the beginning of Styx.
Oh, no, it wasn't Vampire King. It was, what's his name from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, who had an eagle.
I believe it. I believe that that's what they're doing with the eagle, because I don't think the eagle has any other known origin, but it would be a bit odd. I don't know. Especially because I really don't think they're going to explore him. I think that they just put him in here as a nice Easter egg,
yeah.
which I did appreciate, because the ending of Stakes with with the Vampire King, like, technically sort of still lingering in spirit, but not really being around anymore, was one of the things that they dropped that I was always a little bit upset we never saw more of. So, seeing just, like, a hint that he's still here, I like it.
I like when Finn was like, "Thanks, babe."
Yeah.
Does that mean that they were actively dating at that time?
Yeah, I mean, could be, could not be. I don't expect we'll get an answer to that.
I don't know, like...
Do you think there's going to be a thing between Huntress Wizard and Fiona?
I really hope so. It would be so funny.
I have a condition.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, on the condition that there's also a thing between Hunter and Finn.
Yes! We need it.
We need it. Like, double himbo. And double... what is the overlap between Fiona and Huntress Wizard?
I have no idea.
Yuri!
Yeah, oh.
That's it.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, of course. The intro and credits on this did have me thinking about the Yuri. You know, with them sort of being, like, paralleled, like, opposite, twisted versions of each other in the intro. You know...
Fiona was so different to Finn, though. Like, all of the characteristics that Huntress Wizard likes about Finn don't exist in Fiona. But maybe that's what, like, drew her to her, you know?
True. And also in the credits, which I have to say I really thought it was pretty cool how the credits look like the title card, and I hope that we get to see more of that, more of like different title cards and also different looking credits.
So
that would be awesome if so. But in the credits, we do see Fiona watering a sprout which metaphorically represents Huntress Wizard based on the title of the episode, and that seems pretty Yuri to me.
That is pretty gay. So the title card and the ending are both drawn by Michael DeForge, and the whole episode is scored by Amanda Jones, who also did Obsidian and Together Again, and probably Wizard City. I can't remember.
I really liked Huntress Wizard's like introduction song in the episode. It was really good.
Yep. The score by Amanda Jones was fantastic for this episode, at least in the moments where I was able to pick it up. Even though I have complained about the guitar in the intro, but it's just a guitar. Just play the intro of a different guitar, I'd be completely fine with it. She's got a level of atmosphere, I think, that we don't usually have with Adventure Time, because there's so much happening at once.
It was effective. I mean, that's all I can really say about it. I feel like I'm not the kind of person who has ears to pick up on when something musically interesting is happening in the background. But I definitely like hearing talk about it. So if there's any more of that in future episodes, let me know. I do think it's interesting.
No, I'll take it upon myself to be the audiophile of the podcast.
I did recognize Michael DeForge's work on the title card, and I also know that we will be seeing more of him based on some of the shots in the trailer. But he has a very distinct style in the things that he likes to draw, which you can see a ton of if you look at the like production art for Fionna and Cake and Distant Lands,
Together Again,
which
in particular.
I was doing recently. Yeah, there's like by volume probably more of Michael DeForge's art than any other like person posting their concept art on kingofvoo.com.
Since Steve left, for sure. So is there any of because it's only a half-hour episode, it's a 20-minute episode we would talk about for an hour. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? I have a lot of... I said a lot of things to my friends yesterday about my thoughts, but a lot of it is like jumping the gun.
You kind of have to jump the gun a little bit when we're making a podcast like this one, and we only have one episode to talk about.
I'm worried that it's going to be boring. I think that's the worst thing it could possibly be. Because the first season, like, even though, you know, there were things I liked about the first season, things I didn't like about it, almost every episode had me talking about it for ages.
Well, hey, I mean, I haven't exhausted all my notes. You want me to list off a few like...
Oh, go ahead,
little
please.
thoughts I had all the episode. So, of course, we were already familiar about DJ Flame from the last season, and in this episode we were introduced to DJ Slime, it really makes me wonder if we're going to be meeting DJ Candy or DJ Ice in Fiona World at some point.
That's the Princess Bubblegum. So, DJ Slime, I'm not sure if you saw, but DJ Slime is voiced by Jack Pendarvis's brother, and the way he talks is almost exactly like how Jack Pendarvis writes. Jack Pendarvis voices Root Beer Guy as well, and they do sound somewhat similar, and DJ Slime is supposed to be Slime Princess.
Yeah, of course. And I am a bit joking. I think that DJ Slime is a DJ just because, like, that's the sort of slime aspect personality that it turns you into, like, a chill, fun-loving guy. So it makes sense that he would end up in that role, even though I think it's a little bit of a funny coincidence. But also, what if we eventually spend some time with Fiona World Ice Queen, who is in the intro? That makes me think that maybe she'll show up, and then she is DJ Ice somehow.
They should all have, like, a DJ battle. There should be a Fiona and Cake Elements episode.
I thought it was funny when Turtle Prince still has his anime boy voice back in... Was that 5 Short Tables when he showed up last time? I think so.
You're going to have to remind me. I don't even remember this at all.
Turtle Prince is the one who owns the printing shop that Fiona owns.
Oh, yeah.
And he had, like, luscious hair.
Yeah. I didn't even connect that was Turtle Prince. That's funny.
And the other one is just a random Candy Kingdom shop owner.
I was looking at voices, and I was like, yeah, that's... what they're doing is he has an anime guy voice because he has... the hair like that, and it's funny that he has that voice despite being, the same person essentially as Turtle Princess, just running the library or the mundane print shop in Fiona World. I was surprised to when I looked up who the voice is. It's a guy called Crispin Freeman who does a lot of voices in anime. From what I can tell, looks like a lot of like maybe more so background voice type guy, but he also was the voice of Kyon from The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, who is the main character of that show, and it's a show that I like a lot.
Crispin Freeman is Winston from Overwatch. That's so fucking funny.
Crispin Freeman voices Alucard in Hellsing, I'm pretty sure. Very, very popular character.
Also, while I was checking that up in the credits, I've learned that apparently the Fiona World version of Turtle Prince is named Turbo Allen.
I love it.
What? That's what... So when we were looking at the credits the other day and someone said Crispin Freeman voices Turbo Allen, and I was like, Crispin Freeman voices... Who the heck is Turbo Allen?
It's Turtle Prince, that's who it is.
How do you get from Turtle Prince to Turbo Allen?
I kind of love it.
Okay.
There was also a credit for in the credits of the episode of Tom Kenny voicing Dr. Prince, which I don't remember being in this episode. Did you see Dr. Prince anywhere?
Maybe Dr. Prince is in the next episode.
Was Dr. Prince one of the people on the bus who said...
Because back in...
Yeah, maybe? That could be.
I think he was, but back in the day, during the 11-minute episodes, you could tell who would be in the next episode by looking at the credits.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not true anymore because they're 22-minute episodes now, but that explanation did occur to me. So who knows? Anything's possible.
You got any other notes?
Do you guys think it's funny that Cake has her own apartment now? I think that there's some interesting...
She wanted to move out of Fiona's place as soon as possible.
Right. Well, she... certainly I guess she could use some independence now that she's not literally a house cat. But I also think that she is, like, having an arc of trying to, like... appear less like a cat and more like a human because of her crush on M-Cron. And
you're completely right. We didn't talk about this at all. Like, we completely ignored Cake's story in the episode, even though it's such a big part of it.
I have to say that I wholeheartedly endorse what's going on there. I think she needs to stop trying so hard. She should just be herself. She can eat rats and he won't care.
I mean, maybe he's also not really a human. I don't know. Because why is Cake the only one who wasn't turned into a human? Everyone else, including the bloody horsey, is now a human. Unless he's still a rainicorn somehow.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I just went back and checked. Dr. Prince totally is in the bust. You were right.
Nice. Yeah, I think that he was the one who was like, he just trash talked or whatever they said to Queenie. I don't remember.
But Cake is like, I don't know, maybe that's contributing to Fiona's downfall, because she no longer has to take care of her cat, so now she's not even trying at all anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. We're seeing the beginnings of an arc there with her, like, not fixing the wall of her apartment. She's just, like, okay living that way, but also she shouldn't be. It's not that she's okay, it's that she's putting it off. You know, she's, like, trying to do stuff for other people before dealing with her own problems.
She needs to get her shit together.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if, like, one of her arcs is going to be her having to come to terms with the fact that, like, people don't really need her. Like, she's like, I'm the hero of this world, but it's kind of like, well, you were once, but people have their own thing going on. I don't know.
Well, that would be nice, because it would mean Gary would get his shit together and sort out his own landlord situation.
Yeah.
And I would support that. I'd be like, yeah, give him a bone, stop making him a loser all the time.
The other thing Cake does in this episode is do some busking for a Hynden Walsh baby.
Yeah, Hynden Walsh baby. I said to Kim, this one's voiced by Hynden Walsh, and then the little girl started bawling her eyes out, and I said, that's why she's voiced by Hynden Walsh.
Which, I don't know, she seems like she has some feelings about that, and that might be an arc later, and I don't think I have much to say about it until we see where it's going, but...
She doesn't have a name, she's just called Random Passerby Child. The little girl definitely doesn't have an arc, and that's just saying that Cake.
Well, no, I'm saying Cake, because Cake reacted to that like, sort of like she was uncomfortable with it. And I think that there's probably some leftover resentment there from, like, the first season when Cake was really going hard into wanting the world to become magical again, and, like, Fiona was at first, but then changed her mind because she, like, you know, had regrets and actually likes her friends in the versions of them that they are. And so, you know, Cake being back in Fiona world probably still feels like, well, I'm the only interesting thing around here. You know, maybe she wishes it was different.
Yeah, out of every single character, the biggest losers in the Fiona and Cake world are definitely Cake and Hot Dog Princess. Because Hot Dog Princess is just a normal dog. But I feel like Hot Dog Princess might enjoy being a dog more than Cake enjoys being a cat, because...
Is that true? I thought we saw Hot Dog Princess human.
No, I think we saw, like, Wildberry Princess walking her. Oh, it could have been Hot Dog Princess and then the Hot Dog Knights.
Yeah.
I saw someone walking a dog who looked like Hot Dog Princess. We need to fact check that.
Sure.
I dream a lot about being a hot dog.
So... yeah, everyone else, Lord Monochromicon gets to be a human and run a store and be cool, but Cake, no, Cake is Fiona's house cat, like, not just any house cat, she is Fiona's house cat. There's, like, a terrible fate, considering Fiona's house. And it's different to Jake, because I think Jake would be cool with being a dog, but Cake has, like, ambitions.
Oh, well, doesn't any cat have those?
Well, yeah, she's a bit different to Jake, because she's a cat. She wants to do all of these things. She doesn't want to just vibe. And I think you're right. I think she definitely feels the most out of place out of everyone here. But she doesn't talk about it much at this point, because she'd probably explode if she started talking about it. And she's trying to be the mature one. Which is quite different, actually, from her characterization in episode 3 of season 1, where she was just destroying everything. Like, living free as a cat, and the cops being called against her.
Well, who knows? She might return to that mindset once she's on an adventure again.
For sure. If it doesn't get Fiona in trouble, it's all good.
Where's Baby Finn? He's just existing in their universe right now, I guess. Like,
yeah,
he is.
Okay.
Well, we know we'll see him at some point.
Baby Finn is happening at some point, but we talked about this. We think that he might actually be 29 years old, just like normal Finn.
Huh?
But he's just a baby forever.
Oh, because of the baby
Yeah.
dimension. Okay.
I mean, it really depends on how recent baby dimension wish happens, which we have absolutely no way of knowing.
That sounds like a Gumball Guardian would have made that wish. Like, I want to take care of someone forever.
Well, word of God, it was BMO, actually.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Wait, did Adam Eagle come out and say BMO made that wish?
Yeah, I think he did. Like, BMO made the wish for Baby World and then got the ironic twist of being turned into a baby monitor in that world.
No! That's horrible! Leave BMO alone! So, is there anything else we'd like to discuss about this episode?
We could start closing out, perhaps.
Yeah.
By saying, when Marcy's like, oh, are those two back together? Or about, Finn and Huntress Wizard. Because them being like an on-again, off-again kind of thing where no one's really sure, is like a valid way of interpreting the way that, like, the fandom was left to think about them after the show ended and Finn wasn't in a relationship with anyone but liked to hang out with Huntress Wizard. They're sort of maintaining that as being the canon way that they interact as adults. Which, I mean, I like. I mean, it leaves it open for Finn to have, like, done other things in the meantime. I mean, right now they kind of are pushing the idea that maybe they're together, but I expect that they're going to toe the line of are they or aren't they? Maybe it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Which does make me think it's interesting that Fionna and Hunter are also a thing, because Hunter was like barely in the first season. Hunter in the first season of Fionna and Cake was like
A gag.
Huntress Wizard near the end of Adventure Time, like for sure was there, but didn't really do anything. So I hope to see more of Hunter, and I'm wondering if Finn and Huntress Wizard being like ambiguously in a relationship or not, it kind of depends on moment to moment, means that maybe Fionna and Hunter are like gonna end up in something similar, where it's like they're never definitively going to be dating. They just like to hang out. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe with their straight versions of those relationships, like they can't quite click, but then they like go homosexual both ways, and that's what'll make it work.
Gay rights! All we needed was a little bit of Yuri.
Yeah, I'm just ready for more. I'm ready to see where it goes. I'm excited. I'm personally happy it's one a week because now it lasts longer. You know.
Yeah, it's surreal. It is. I mean, it's always true every time Adventure Time comes back in a different form. But I'm like, wow, it's more Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So,
I can't believe it.
I'm just happy to get more.
How is this one going to bend the books? That's what I'm ready. By bend the books, I mean, like, how is this one going to blow our minds? All of the other Adventure Time series managed to really blow our minds at some stage or another. Can they do it with Fionna and Cake Season 2? Like, is it really just going to be, like, running around trying to find a cure for Finn? Or are they hiding their cards and about to reveal them in the next couple of episodes?
Yeah, that's what I usually expect.
I would honestly not be surprised if this whole season is just kind of low key compared to the last one. But you know, we really don't know anything yet. You know, maybe this episode is just a sprout that needs to be watered by Fionna, like in the credits, and it's going to grow into
Yuri.
something that'll really knock our socks off. It's going to grow into Yuri that'll really knock our socks off.